Okay, Steve Finn here, and I've got a tip for franchisors or licensors who are looking to expand overseas and grow your network of people that are representing you as either a franchisee or a licensee. So, look, overall, getting overseas is a challenge, especially from Australia. It's a long way for us to be able to do it. I've seen a lot of different ways work. I'll just go through a couple of them quickly, pros and cons. One way is one of the founders can move overseas, or a key person can move overseas, open up the first one, a pilot one, get it going and get sort of things happening from there because they already know how to do it, right? Yes, that's good. Fair bit of investment, obviously, in time and money to be able to do that, but then they can expand from there. Another way to do it is to sell the license to what you do to somebody in a country, or a master license or a master development license. Now the key there is that you probably want a fair bit of money because this is how you're going to expand. You don't want to be making money from that, I don't think. I think what you want to do is get the right people who actually can grow it. Set up a first couple of good ones, run a good show and grow it. So you've kind of got to put, the biggest thing you want is the right person or the right people, and the biggest thing they want is to be able to make money quickly. So if you get those two things right, they can open up, they're making money. Guess what? They're going to do another one and another one and another one, and then it's going to work for you. Because where you want to make your money actually is by an increased revenue stream from all of the units that they then end up putting out there overall. And that's probably the way to look at it, rather than I sold the master for $300,000 to the US or whatever it might have been. Because if you do it that way, it's hard to do in the first place, because people aren't going to necessarily pay 300 grand for something that's from the other side of the world that they don't really know a lot about. There's not many people who do that. And then it doesn't go anywhere anyway, largely if it's the wrong person. So I'd just probably keep that in mind. Another way to be able to do it is to just license or franchise direct from here. So for example, you might you can open up just the same as if, say, you're in Sydney, you've got a franchisee or a licensee that's in Darwin or Perth, or people in Darwin or Perth, and you just support them from here. It's the same if someone opens up in another country. Slightly different. You need to get people who are competent. You can't get people who really need their hand held. And I would say to them from the start, look, we need to get our expectations right. You're obviously in Texas. We're here. We're here to help you. But a lot of what you need to go and do a lot of this yourself and get things sort of set up yourselves. And we'll be here for you all the way through. And you might support them with, I think they still need to put some money up front, for stuff. But you might support them by not charging any royalties or franchise fees, for example, for their first 12 months. That might be part of what you do. So that you're saying, look, I'll support you with your profitability for that first 12 months. But in return, I'm going to need you to sort of do a little bit more than what you would normally, because we have our own suppliers we use over here. You're going to have to go and find a supplier for this and find a supplier for that. So you're going to be putting in a bit of work like that. So you sort of got to get someone who's quite entrepreneurial and doesn't need their hand to be held. But yeah, then once they're up and running, well, that's fine, and you want to make sure you've got good support in place. So they're happy to keep paying you every month to be part of something. Because remember, the brand's fledgling when it's in another country like that. So they're not paying for brand presence. They'll feel like they made the brand present, not you. So that's another thing to sort of be clear about. You've got to give them good back end stuff that they're like, wow, I'm going to keep paying because I need all this back end stuff, as opposed to I need the brand, because that's probably not going to be the case. So there's a couple of things around going overseas, and hopefully you might be able to expand around the world.